Hi guys, good evening. Guys, if you are able to see my screen, just type S in the chat box so that we can get started. Yeah, thanks for the confirmation. So let's begin. Where were we? Here, we completed the bug life cycle or defect life cycle in the last session, right? So we are going to continue from there. The next thing that I'm going to cover here is test case execution results. You see, in the beginning, during the previous sessions and all, I gave you assignment to run the test cases, right? If you remember, I asked you guys to run the test cases. There were like 500 plus test cases for this particular application. What was the application? The application is nothing but tutorialsninja.com/demo application. For this application, there were like 500 plus test cases. Where are the test cases? Do I have this document anywhere? Documents. Okay, only BRS document is there here. Okay, so go here and recently or else we'll do one thing. I'll just upload the document. Okay. Here a documents folder is there. In the documents folder, I'll upload the test case document for you to download. Okay. See, where is the document? Yeah, here is the document. Okay. This is the document, guys. Okay. Or you can also get this document from the notes that I already have shared. So if you go through the notes, right? If you go through these notes, you can also find the document from the notes. Yeah, here, somewhere here in the, just give me a second. I'll show you where exactly the test cases, complete test cases of this one. If you go to this particular notes, you can download the test cases, okay? Or else you can also come here and here also I uploaded this test case document for you guys, okay? You can go through that. Earlier, when I have given the task, the test case document was something like this. Let me download the same document. Okay, let's download the document. Is it got downloaded? Not it. Download. I'm downloading the document. Just give me a second. Yeah, it's got downloaded. Let's go to the location where this particular document got downloaded. This is a document. If I open this particular document, guys, if I open this particular document, earlier I have shared this particular document with you and asked you to run the test cases that are there in this document, okay? Run all the test cases that are there in the document, okay? For example, here, if you go to scenarios, test scenarios, you'll find how many test cases are there. In the register account functionality, there are 27 test cases. In the login functionality, there are 23. Like the total for all the functionalities, how many? I'll select all these things. 507 test cases are there. I asked you guys to, as an assignment, optional assignment, I asked you guys to run these test cases and mark these test cases as either pass, fail, blocked. Okay, like that. And if it is failed, I asked you guys to report the defects also, right? That was the assignment I gave you. Now, what I'm going to do here is this document doesn't have any execution results. If I open this particular document, right? Here in this particular document, the results are not there. Pass, fail things are not there. What I'm trying to do now here is now here I also provided the execution results, guys. Okay. I have personally tested all these 500 plus test cases by myself and provided my results here in this document. Okay. Why I'm providing this document with the results for you? So that you guys can take that particular previous assignment seriously and run the test cases and mark them as pass, fail or something. And later, if you want to cross check whether whatever the execution results you have provided in your document is matching, is correct or not, you can compare with my document. Okay. So I have executed all the 500 plus test cases and provided my results here. Your results while executing the test cases are matching with my results or not, you can cross check. Since I have good amount of experience, right, you can cross check whether you are doing the job well or not. Okay. You can cross check and correct yourself if you are not going well. That's the reason I am sharing this particular document. You can go through this particular notes, test case execution results notes. session 30. Here we have, click here. When you click here, right, click on download. Once I click on the download, this document will get downloaded. And if I open this particular document, you see that this time this document will contain the execution results. This document will now contain the execution results. Go to the register and all, and just come here. You see execution results like pass, fail. For fail, some defects were reported. Okay. Go to the login. Go to the login and see here. Okay. Few things got passed. Few things got blocked. You can cross check your results with my results and see whether you have put the correct status while executing running the test cases, and also you have reported the defects and marked them as fail, block, pass, etc. properly. If you go to the logout, if you go to the logout, here also the same thing. Okay. You see all the 500 plus test cases I executed there, guys. Okay. Just keep on clicking these tabs, and let me go to the last one, currencies. You see, even the last tab, currencies also executed and everything, marked as either pass, fail, or blocked, etc. Clear? Guys, everyone clear, right? I have taken you through that particular document here. The reason here is you can cross check yourself. Okay? You can cross check yourself. You can cross check yourself whether the things are whatever the execution you have done, whatever the assignment I gave you. Okay? If you have done the assignment and have run the test cases, to cross check whether your results are matching with my results. If your results are properly matching with my results, you can rest assured that whatever the way you are performing the software testing on this live project is being done proper way. Okay. So you cross check your results with my results, and if both are matching, maximum things are matching, then we are good to go. Okay. You're good to go. That's what is the reason why I'm providing this complete test cases with my execution results. Okay. With my execution results. Fine. Clear, everyone? Everyone clear with this? Everyone clear with this part? Just type C in the chat box if you are clear. Just type C or S in the chat box if you are clear. Okay. Great. Not only that, guys, while executing these test cases, that is 500 plus test cases, okay, as a software tester, with my experience when I executed these 500 plus test cases, okay, I have identified good number of defects. Okay, I identified good number of defects. That defects, to cross check whether you also got the defects or not in the application, to cross check, okay, your strength and things and all your defect finding capabilities and all, to cross check. Okay, I am providing this document for you. With my experience, I have tested the application and I have identified good number of defects. What are the defects that I have identified? What are the defects I have identified? And with proper documentation, you see these are the defects. There are around 23 defects, guys. It's starting with two. Not starting with one, so it's starting with two here in this case. 23 defects I have identified. For each and every defect, I have provided the title, okay, severity, steps to reproduce, expected result, actual result. If screenshot, if applicable, also I provided. Okay. So see, guys, if you are able to identify the defects in the application, when you test this particular application, you should get this many number of defects. Okay. So this is very good for your practice, right? It's like a live project. Okay. This is what any trainer can provide, a live project. Not more than this, you cannot provide a live project for anyone, right? I have shared you the entire, test cases document, scenarios document, test plan document, BRS document I showed you. And also I'm showing you the list of defect identified in this particular application, so that you can cross check your results with my results. Okay. Execution results and the defects reported. Everything is there here before you. It's a complete project I am sharing with you, right? Now with this experience, you can, if you want to put this as an experience, you can put in your resume, guys. Okay. Whatever the knowledge you are getting here, you can put in a resume. Okay. No trainer will provide you all this stuff. I am providing it for you, guys. No trainer outside in the market is going to provide all this kind of stuff for you. They don't have so much patience to create this kind of live project with all the 500 plus test cases, the this defect reporting document, defect report document, and all those stuff. Okay, no one will share you the realistic things for you. Okay, so this is what I am trying to provide to you. So take care of these things. Execution results, test cases document with the entire results, and also the defects I have identified. Everything is provided to you. You just have to perform the same thing by yourself and cross-check your results with my results, your defects with my defects, and see where you are standing. Okay. So these are the assignments, guys. These are the assignments, nothing much. Okay. If you are able to do these assignments and cross-check your results with my results, yes, this is a defect report. If you don't have a defect reporting tool like, Bagasura and all those stuff, right? Then you can also report the defects into a document. Okay. Is it okay, Mrudula? This is a defect report. In some very rare projects, right, nowadays, in most of the people are using the bug tracking tools, but there may be some projects where software testers, the clients will not provide any bug tracking tools like Bagasura, Jira, and all those stuff for software testers, and software testers need to report the defects either in a Word document or Excel sheets, and etc. etc. Okay, so here I am using the Word document in this case. Okay, not only that, guys, when you report the defects as part of testing the application, when you report the defects, right? How you will email them, okay, to the client, how you will email the results to the client. For that also, I'm sharing some email templates to you. I'm sharing all the realistic real-time stuff for you. Okay, so here we can send a status email like this. I explained you in the previous session about the status email, right? So one of the status email will look like this. Okay, on a particular day you have performed testing. Hi John, today we have performed the below tasks on tutorials in Java web application. As part of the today's testing of the application, we have executed the test cases. You can see the results in the enclosed document, test case document. Okay. We have tested the application not only by executing the test cases, also we have explored the application also. We have also tested by exploring the application also. And as part of executing the test cases and testing the application by exploring the application, we have identified around 21 defects. Okay. And also we found some blockers here because of which we were not able to run some test cases. We are unable to execute few test cases due to the below blockers. Email system is not working and whatever the reasons and all you provide here. And what are the defects I have identified? All the defects, list of defects that I have identified along with this severity and all I provided. Okay. Like this we'll provide. And not only that, guys, task plan for tomorrow. Any new task assigned by the client will do that. If latest version is provided, we'll perform the retesting, regression testing and all those stuff. Okay. Like that, we can send a status update email to the client. Okay. I'm also sharing the email templates to you, how to share the results with the clients. Your testing results with the client. I'm sharing that over the emails, how to do that. I'm sharing here. Okay. All these are the realistic stuff. Next, next one is I already covered what is retesting and regression testing. I don't want to explain again. Okay. This one I already covered as part of the previous sessions. I covered smoke testing, I explained about smoke testing, retesting, sanity testing, regression testing, all the different type of testing I covered in the previous sessions only. Yes, lead will send. I already explained, right? Status update emails will be sent by the lead only, test lead only. Okay. Test lead will collect all the updates from the team members and will send a status update email at the end of the day. One day, in the beginning of the project, emails will be something different, like exploring the application, understanding the application. You will have the list of doubts in the email. Later, later part when you start creating the rest plan document, you in the status update email you will provide that we have started creating the rest plan document and this is a document enclosed review and update us like that. You will send one day. Later, you will create the scenarios. Okay, and later you'll start creating the test cases. All at the end of the day, whatever the work you have done from the morning 9 to 6 and all, you will your test lead will you know lead will update those details in the status update email and send it. Okay, once you have found the defects and reported the defects on a particular day, on that day the status update email will look something like this. Okay, and any status update email will be sent by the lead only. Clear na? Vinod, clear na? Vinod, is that clear? Yeah, great. So when you have performed retesting and regression testing, how the status update email which is sent by the test lead to the client will be there. This is a template, okay? This is a template. These are just templates, guys, okay? Sample templates. You can improvise it also. You don't have to strictly follow the same template because everyone has a different way of writing the emails and all, right? Don't stick to the same template. You can improvise it. You can use ChatGPT and improvise also. Not a problem, okay? Open this. On a particular day when you have performed the retesting and regression testing, okay? You can write defect. You say on a particular day, if you have not identified any defects, today we have not found any issues. Otherwise, previous email is there, right? Like that you will put it. Okay. And as part of retesting results, we have found that the below three defects got fixed by developers in so and so version of the software. We have retested them and so on version of the software and have changed their status accordingly. If they are fixed, we'll close. Testers will close the defect. Okay. You see, defect ID, description, and status is in progress means it's not fixed. Okay, in progress means not fixed. Closed means testers have closed it because the defect is properly fixed by developer. If the defect is not properly fixed by developer, in progress state will be there. Again, what I'm saying, regression testing also we have performed. We have executed the test case of the existing functionalities and not found any new defects. Refer enclosed test case document for results. Here document is there. And task plan for tomorrow. We'll continue testing the application by exploring it until we receive the new build or version of the application. Okay. Okay, that's it, guys. Okay. So these what are the status update emails templates. Okay, just go through them and understand. What is the next one, guys? What is the next thing? What is the next thing? What is the next topic here? Type in the chat box. What is the next topic? Everyone type in the chat box the name of the next topic. That is test cycles. Testing will be done in one cycle. Do you think testing will be done in one cycle? What do you say, guys? Will the testing will be done in one cycle? In one go it will be done? No, right? For every version of the software, until the software becomes stable and defect free. I mean, major defects are not there in the software. The software comes into a stage where it can get released into the market. The testing will be done, right? For every version of the software, you'll do smoke testing, retesting, sanity testing, regression testing. Again, tomorrow new version comes. Again, on the new version, you'll do smoke testing, retesting, sanity testing, and regression testing. Okay, you will report the defects. You will, retest the defects fixed by the developers. You will run the test cases for every version of the software. Okay. You will do exploratory testing on every version of the software. All these things will be repeated for every version of the software, right? So testing will be done in cycles, guys. Okay. For every version of the cycle is like a version of the software is like a test cycle. Okay. Multiple cycles testing will be done, not in a single cycle. I already covered this to you. So I'm just, testing will be done in multiple cycles until the software becomes stable. And, until the quality of software is very good and it becomes stable, we'll keep on. We have to perform testing in continuous test cycles for new features, updating existing features or bug fixes. Okay. Developers will give a new version of the software. On that new version, we have to perform smoke testing, retesting, regression testing, sanity testing, and regression testing. And also we'll perform exploratory testing. As part of the test, each and every test cycle, in each and every test cycle, we'll do all these activities. Okay. For every version of the software, we'll start a test cycle. In that, we'll do all the different type of testings like smoke testing, retesting, sanity testing, regression testing, and also exploratory testing and other type of testing. As part of testing, we'll report the new defects if we find any, and we'll also send daily status emails to the client and all with the details and all. And we'll continue test cycles until we reach to the point where client decides to release the application via testing. That means application functionality is stable. Then only client will think about releasing the software into the market, right? Okay. Clear now, guys? Everyone clear about the test cycles? Everyone clear about the test cycles? Testing will be done in cycles. Okay? Testing will be done in cycles. See, at a single go, testing cannot be done. Okay? Testing is a continuous process for every version of the software. Why do we get a new version of the software? Tell me. Why do we get a new version of the software? Due to why? Due to what reasons we'll get a new version of the software every time from the developers, where we have to again initiate a new test cycle for testing smoke retesting, sanity, regression, exploratory, and all those stuff, and reporting the defects, retest, and all those stuff. Why we have to start a new test cycle for every version of the software? New build. Why we'll get a new build? That's the question. Why we'll get a new build? Yes, bug fixes will be done by the developers. After the bug fixes are done, okay, a new version, the code changes will happen, and that code changes will result in a new version of the software, right? Yes. And developers may introduce new features, may build new functionalities in the application, or modify existing functionalities in the application. Developers may do some code changes and all those stuff. If the developer have done some code changes because of the bug fixing, or introducing some new functionalities, or removing the existing functionalities, or updating the functionalities, or modifying the functionalities, whatever the reason may be, the code changes happen. What the developers will do? With the latest code changes, a new version of the software will be given to you, right? Any software you take, guys, will receive in the form of versions. For example, let's take example of the Selenium software. There is a website known as selenium.dev website. Okay. So this is official website of Selenium, guys. In the coming days, I'm going to cover Selenium automation for you. Okay. So if you go to the downloads here, if you go to the downloads, you see previous releases are there. What is the latest release of Selenium? What is the latest version of Selenium? What is the latest version of Selenium? Can you tell me? What is the latest version of Selenium here? 4.31.0 is the latest version of Selenium. 4.31.0 is the latest version of Selenium. This one you have to see. Okay. 4.31.0 is the latest version of Selenium. It got released on April 5, 2025. That means April 5 means in this month only, but in the beginning, first week of this month, it got released, right? But before this version came, a lot of other versions were there in the market. Okay. Previous releases are there. Just click on this previous releases. You can see this. Okay. Okay. 4.31.0, 4.30.0, 4.29. Older versions are there. You see, what are the differences in every version of the software? Some code changes will be there. Okay. Every version of the software will have some code changes, guys. Release date is like this. Click on that and all. You see what changed? You can see all the changes. What the developer have changed. Remove the Java data and all. Some code changes happened in that particular version of the software. And because of that, new version came. For every version of the software, for every version of the software that is released, for every version of the software that is released, we have to perform what? We have to perform testing. Yes or no? Before the Selenium guys have released each and every version of the software to us for use, before they release the version for us, they will test each and every version of the software, guys. Okay. Before they release 4.24.0 to us, they'll test it and give it to us. Then once the 4.2 they want to release, they'll test this and release to us. Okay. Like that it will happen. Okay. Fine. That's okay. So testing will be done in cycles, guys. Okay. Testing will be done in cycles where continuously we have to perform testing in each and every version of the software until the software gets released into the market. In some softwares, right, for every version of the software which is getting released into the market, before releasing, we have to perform testing. Okay, fine. So how the Selenium guys can test the every version of the software? It has a very big community, guys. Don't need to worry. Selenium has very big community. Because of that, it is possible. But if a client is giving a project to us for every version of the software, if they want to release, it will be very difficult for us. Okay. So fine. Anyhow, testing will be done in cycles, guys. Okay. For every code changes because of the bug fixes, or new additions, or removing any functionalities, or modification of the existing functionalities, or whatever the reasons may be. Okay. Or optimizing the code, or whatever the reasons may be, the developer have changed the code. A new version of the software will come to us. For every new version of the software, we have to perform the entire testing in the form of smoke testings, retesting, sanity testing, regression testing, exploratory testing, and all those stuff, and reporting the defects, and all, etc., and all those stuff. Okay, the testing will be done in cycles. That's what you need to understand. Everyone clear with this topic? Any doubts in this particular topic, guys? Any doubts in this particular topic? Test cycles. Testing will be done in test cycles topic. Anyone have any doubts? If it is clear, just type C in the chat box. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Otherwise, you can type C in the chat box. I want everyone to type C in the chat box if it is clear for you. I just want to know whether this topic is clear for you or not. Great. Okay. Next thing is, after a lot of test cycles are completed and a lot of defects were reported and new functionalities were added by developers and a lot of versions of the software are tested, a time will come where is that maintenance? Where is that maintenance word, Vinod? SDLC, don't worry about SDLC now, Vinod. We'll take it later, okay? I'm talking about SDLC, right? SDLC, I'm not talking. Okay? There is no maintenance in SDLC. Maintenance phase will be in SDLC. Okay? It's not there here, right? Let's not worry about that. Okay, Vinod? When I go for SDLC topics, I'll explain that. Is that fine, Vinod? Is that okay? I'm going to cover SDLC topics next. During that time, I'll cover the maintenance, what is the maintenance phase and all. Okay. For now, we are focusing on the STLC, software testing lifecycle. We are not worried about SDLC, software development lifecycle. We are not looking at that. Okay. Before I explain this agile topics, right, I have to explain SDLC and all. Okay. At that time, I'll cover maintenance and all those phases for you. But for now, this is the last step of the STLC, guys. Test closure phase. Remember the test closure phase? Vinod, do you remember the test closure phase? What are the different phases we have in STLC? Requirement gathering, test planning. What is the next phase? What is the next phase after test planning phase? Test designing phase. Yes, correct. After test designing phase, what is the next phase? After test designing phase, what is the next phase? Test execution phase, right? Test execution phase. After the test execution phase, in the test execution phase, testing will be done in one cycle or multiple cycles. The test execution phase, testing will be done in single cycle or multiple cycles. Multiple cycles. Okay. Yes. After that, once the application software becomes stable and less number of defects, minor defects are there in that kind of state, quality of the software is very good. Then what will happen? Then what will happen, guys? When the application reaches a stable state, what will happen? The final state or final phase of STLC is what? Test closure phase. We'll move on to the test closure phase. In the test closure phase, all the stakeholders, okay, client and stakeholders will decide to release the software into the market. Okay, whatever the software application that we have tested so far need to be released into the market. But can it be released as if they want it to be without the testers' decision? Can the stakeholders release the software into the market? No, right? Most of the projects, the process will be official. But in some companies, if you have to work in some companies, the process may not be there. Okay? In some companies, process will be there. In some companies, process may not be followed. The client is not aware of what is the use of testing and all, without worrying about testing team, the client has suddenly released the software into the market. That is a bad sign. That is a bad thing, right? So whenever we get a clue that, the client has released the software into the market, we get to know that in 1 or 2 days before we'll get to know that right now client is going to release the software into the market, right? Then what we can do? We can create the testing team as part of the test closure phase before the software get released into the market. The testing team will create here, test lead will create this quality report document by collecting all the updates from the team members. That's okay. Okay. Quality report. Testing team will create the quality report and test lead will be the owner of this document. Okay. So how the quality report will look like, I'm going to show you. This is how the quality report document will look like. You can have any template. Every company will have its own template, guys. This is one template that I'm showing here. It's created on this particular day to the company where the testing team is working, where is the company located and all. You can modify this template. It's up to you. Table of content, quality status, test environments covered, list of defects identified. Okay. Existing defects. What is the first heading? What is the first section? Quality status. What is the current status of the software that we are testing? What is the status of the software that we are actually testing now? Whether the software that we are testing is ready for getting released into the market or not. Okay. We are checking here. Okay. We are saying quality status is something where the judgment given by the software testers to the other stakeholders and the client team to decide whether the software can be released into the market or not. Okay. We as software testers are recommending this particular version of the software for release, software application for release, or not recommending, or recommending with these changes. Okay. In a diplomatic way we are writing, or whatever it is, we have to provide that here. So what the test lead has written here, the disclosure phase while creating the test quality report document, the quality of the application having the version 13.56 is better than the previous versions, In this version, the important issues still exist and hence we are not recommending this version for release. Okay. Hence we are not recommending this version for release. Got it, guys? The testing team has written these lines saying that we have tested so and so version of the software, and this version is better than the previous. We agree that this particular version is better than the previous versions. Okay, but in this version, some important issues are still there. Important issues are still there which are not yet fixed, and hence we are not recommending this version for release. They are saying, okay, the testing team is saying, and to support this statement, what we are providing, okay, we got the judgment given here because we have tested the application on all these particular environments, and while testing this application on this all these environments, okay, which are mentioned in the risk plan document, okay, so we got the defects, this many defects by functional area. In login and logout, we got 6 defects. Register functionality, 5 defects are there. Header and footer options, 3 defects are there. Product display page, there are 2 defects. Shopping cart functionality, there are 2 defects. Product returns. You see, this kind of thing may not be same for every quality report, guys. This one template of quality report, one company is following. Your company's quality report may be different, but this one sample, okay, for your idea. Homepage one defect is there, search functionality one defect, affiliate one defect is there. And what are the list of existing defects? These are the list of existing defects that are still not fixed by the developer in the application. And you as a client are deciding to release the software into the market. But we are not recommending this for release because after testing this application in so and so environments, and we got this many number of defects which are still not fixed. And in that, we have the major defects, critical defects. How can you release the software with this major and critical defects? We are stating. Got it? So this is the quality report document. Understood, guys? Everyone understood what is a quality report document? So now the client will, if the client takes this quality report document seriously, what will happen? Will the client release the software into the market, or will not release the software into the market? Will release or will not release? Let me know in the chat box. The client, after looking at this judgment given the testers, if the client is will release the software into the market, and will not release it. Okay, if the client is very good client, the client will not do that. Will not take any bad decisions. Okay. The client will respect the decision of the testing team and will not release the software into the market because it has major defects still need to be fixed by developers. Okay. Next, what happens is, okay, sometimes what happens is client will not follow your decision, will not take your consideration. Then what the client has released the software into the market. What will happen in that case? What will happen in that case, guys? The client, even despite of we providing this email, sending this email with a quality report document, after the client looking at this, still the client has not taken a proper decision, has released software into the market. Then what may happen? Tomorrow, what may happen? A buggy software will get released into the market and users will complain, right? The end users will complain that the software is not good. Then the client will get a bad feedback from the real customers of the client company, and the client will get back to us. Okay, we have released the software into the market. We got a very bad feedback. Everyone is claiming that we have a lot of bugs in the software. Okay, now since you already have sent your judgment here, the client has not listened to it. Who need to take the pain now? Do we need to take the pain? The client has not taken this judgment seriously and released the software into the market and that release has backfired for the client. The customers using the software has given a bad feedback, and their sales got dropped, reputation got lost. The client is unhappy now. Definitely client will come back to us. But do we have to take the pain? No. We'll simply say that we already recommended not to release the software into the market, but you have released it. Despite of we giving the judgment, you have released software into the market. Okay. You already want, but you have taken the decision. So we are not worried about that. We'll say that. Okay. So we have a proof. Tomorrow, this kind of escalations will happen means manager will come into picture. I told you, right? Whenever some escalations will happen, manager will come into picture and manager will talk to client and us. And client is saying, will complain saying that the testing team has not done their job well. And we have released software in the market and, buggy software is there, and client will say that. Now what we'll say to the manager? We already have warned the client that this particular software is not recommended for release, but the client has taken his call and has released software into the market. There is no, don't put us in this kind of situation. We have done whatever we can do. Now the manager will convince the client saying that please update your process. Okay, whenever a testing team will give a judgment, please follow that. The client will try to convince the manager will try to convince the client. Okay, we will be out of the picture in that case. Otherwise, if you have not sent this particular document, what will happen? If you have not prepared the quality report document and the client would have released the software into the market with the defects there, then you will be in trouble situation, right? It's better you send the quality report when the client is before the client is planning to release the software into the market. Give your judgment without any fear, so that client will take a proper call. If the client doesn't take a proper call also, the team will be in a proper safe position. Okay, the client will not blame you tomorrow. That's the thing, guys. Okay, that's what is all about the quality report. Clear everyone so far? Everyone clear with this? Everyone clear with this? Is it clear what is the purpose of the quality report document is clear for you? Great. Okay, what next? So, so this week we'll continue with the manual testing sessions, guys. Okay. So the remaining manual testings, we are almost done, guys. Nothing is there. So mostly what I'm trying to plan here is by the end of this week, that is till Friday, that is 2nd of May, we'll complete the software testing. And from 5th onwards, okay, from 5th onwards, on the weekdays, we'll start Selenium Java automation. Okay. On the weekends, anyhow, API testing is going on. On the weekdays, what will go on, guys? On weekdays? On weekdays, what will be going on? On the weekdays, I'll start the Selenium Java automation from 5th. Okay. We have the time till 2nd. Till 2nd, we'll go with the manual testing only. Okay. So the next topic that we are going to have next is, agile. Okay. Agile process. For that, we have to go through the SDLC models and all those stuff. That's what I'm planning, guys. Okay. I want to complete this, what are the remaining topics are that I want to complete. Let's see how it goes. As much as I can by the end of this week, I'll try to cover that. Okay. Selenium Java duration will be 1.5 month. Okay. Since I'll be covering Java also in depth, along with Selenium, not only Selenium, but also I'll be covering Java in good depth because they equally have equal contribution. So, will take time. Okay. 1.5 month, guys. Okay. And thing is that on weekdays, Selenium Java will go on weekends, API testing will go on. Okay. On weekends, API testing. Already we started, right? I already gave a demo on the, on Sunday, I gave the demo already, right? If you remember, on Sunday, I gave the demo of API testing, right? Yes, we'll take the Jira session also. I'll cover the Jira session also in depth. Don't worry. Jira tool I'll explain in depth. Don't worry. Okay. Don't worry about the Jira tool. I'll cover the Jira tool in depth. Okay. Here, a lot of things are there that I'm going to cover. Okay. A lot of things are there that I'm going to cover. Fine. So this is what is a left out topic, guys. If you cover this topic, you're good to go. Okay. If we cover this topic, we are good to go. At a high level, we can cover other things and all. Okay. We'll try to, give some value added sessions by the end of this week. That is till 2nd. I'll try to cover value added sessions based on the priority and all. And from the next week onwards, that is from 5th onwards, we'll start the Selenium Java automation. Selenium Java automation will take 1.5 month for sure. Okay. And the sessions will happen on weekdays. Okay. Session will happen on weekdays. And on weekends, API testing. After API testing on weekends is done, we'll go for next topic on weekends like that. Okay. We'll decide the next topic on weekends, different type of topics, weekdays, general topics. Okay. That's what is the plan for coming days. Parallelly, I'll cover everything for you. Don't worry. Weekday timings 8 p.m. IST. Today also I started at 8 p.m. right? Weekdays 8 p.m. IST. Weekends 6 p.m. IST. Okay. Weekend 6 p.m. IST. Weekdays 8 p.m. IST. Okay. As usual. The next important topic that I need to cover in the next session is this. I'll start in the next session, guys. From scratch, I'll cover. But today I'll stop it here. Okay. So we'll go till now. You got the idea, right? Live automation project and everything. Traditional live automation project. Everyone is clear now. Before we move to Agile, right? Now everyone is clear with the so far sessions. Is everyone clear with the live automation projects? Sorry, live traditional projects, traditional manual testing projects. Everyone is clear with traditional manual testing projects. Everyone is clear with now, right? What are the different phases in STLC? How we have to report the defects in bug tracking tools like Bagasura and all those stuff. What are the different tools we can use in software testing? How to create test plan document, test scenarios, how to go through the BRS document, how to explore and understand the application and clear your doubts. Okay, everything I covered. How to create the test cases, how to create the scenarios, how to run the test cases, how to fail the test cases, and for the failed test case, how to report the defects, how to perform retesting. Okay, what are the different type of testings like smoke testing, retesting, sanity testing, regression testing, exploratory testing, and many other best practices in software testing I covered. What is the entry and exit criteria of the STLC, that is software testing life cycle? What are the different phases in STLC? Everything I covered, guys. Okay, everything I covered, right? What are the different test cycles? What is the quality report? Okay, with the execution results, with a list of defects that you can identify in the application, with a lot of assignments, the traditional software testing project is completed. Okay, the next project I'm going to take here is agile project. Okay, it's not a traditional project nowadays. 90 95 to 99% of the projects fall into what? Agile. Okay, they follow agile methodology. Sorry, agile SDLC model. Okay, agile SDLC model. 95 to 99% of the projects are following which SDLC model? Are they following traditional approach or they are following agile? Which one they are following nowadays? Guys, in the market, 95 to 99% of the projects are going are into the agile SDLC model. Before you understand agile and all right, I'll explain about different SDLC models. Lot of things are there. This I'll take in the next session. Okay, but you just have an idea. Till now, what is completed, you should have an idea, guys. Till now, what did I complete? Till now, I completed a real, live, traditional project with full test cases, full scenarios, complete end-to-end project I covered so far as part of manual testing. Right? Tomorrow, we are going to start with Agile. Agile SDLC model following project. Okay? I'll explain about Agile and all those stuff. Okay? Starting tomorrow, important things based on the priorities I'll cover. Clear, everyone? Azure DevOps is different, Agile is different. Azure DevOps is different, Agile is different. Okay. Azure DevOps is like, Azure cloud one. Okay. Azure cloud, you will say generally. Okay. In DevOps, there is one topic known as Azure cloud. Okay. It's not same as Agile. It's a cloud platform. Okay. It's a cloud. It's one of the tool you can say or something like that. Jira is one of the tool, like Azure is one of the tool. Okay. Maybe in Agile projects, you can use Azure cloud. Doesn't matter. Okay. Like that, you have to say. But you cannot compare Agile with Azure DevOps. Okay. Clear now? We not clear? Azure is one cloud tool. Okay. Azure is one cloud tool that you can use in projects and all. Okay. Like Jira is one tool, right? Like Azure is one tool. Simple. Okay, right? Yeah. Fine. Let's not worry about, don't worry about DevOps. We also have the DevOps sessions. Okay. When we reach a particular stage, right, I'll also cover DevOps topics also. Till then, don't confuse yourself. Okay. Till then, keep it light. Is that okay, Vinod? For now, focus on Agile only. Agile SDLC model. Okay. In Agile SDLC model, in a particular project, in real time when you are working, different tools you will use depending on the type of the project. Nowadays, people are using different DevOps tools and all. So while the sessions will keep going on, right, a lot of DevOps related tools will come into picture. And also we have separate sessions for DevOps at the end. Okay. Till then, you just take it light. Okay. Don't worry about Agile, DevOps and all those stuff for now. Okay. Azure and all. Don't worry about that. Okay. They will take time to understand. Fine. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions you have? It depends on the type of the project. Okay. Every build, how much time you will spend means it depends on the type of the project. It depends on the type of the project. We cannot say. In complex applications, if multiple check-ins are not by the developers, then it will be a different approach. Okay? It's a different approach. But what I can say here is, whatever it may be, now we are not working on traditional projects, right? Whatever the project I have given you is a traditional approach project, right? But in Agile, we have a considerable deadline. In Agile, there is a duration. That is 10 working days you have to complete. And again, 10 working days, again another cycle will start. Okay. So nowadays, 95 to 99% of the projects are falling into Agile SDLC model. So in that case, you will not have to spend time and all those stuff. Okay. The time will be fixed, like, there is something known as sprint and all I'll cover in tomorrow session. Okay. You'll get to know how much time you'll spend. Okay. But if you talk about traditional projects, it all depends on the size of the project. It all depends on the size of the project. Yeah. So, yeah, if the client is giving you multiple versions of the software, what you can do? Again, you have to restart from the beginning, right? Okay. Things will not happen ideal. Okay. Things will not happen in an ideal way. Before you complete your test case document, another version of the software will come. What do you will do in that case? The test cycle will end, right? Ramu, you see, you got one version of the software. To test the software completely, you need some time. You may need 1 week of time, let's say, to test the software entirely on every environment of the every test environment and all. 500 plus test cases. How much time it will take? Tell me. You see this application, how much time it will take to run the 500 plus test cases? Assume that there is one tester for every test environment. Assume that there is one tester for every test environment. Then how much time will it take for the tester to complete 500 plus test cases? Tell me, Ram. Based on priority, don't worry about priority. Entire application you need to test. Let's say you have to do a complete test cycle where I want to run the 500 plus test cases in the application. This particular application has 500 plus test cases. On a particular day, Ramu, tell me, a tester can test how many test cases? On a single day, how many test cases can be tested by a tester? Can you answer this question? In a single day, how many test cases can be run by the tester in a single environment? Roughly give me a number. 15 to 20? 20? I want everyone to answer this. How many test cases we can run in a single day? Only 15 to 20? Depending on complexity is the right answer. Sometimes if the complexity of the application is very big, high complex application is given, what happens? Your answer should be like this. Depending on the complexity of the application, the number of test cases will be decided. Okay. Assume that on a single day, this application, let's say there is this application. Maybe if I look at high level, okay, if I look at it at a high level, I can run register account functionality. If I am working on 9 to 6 job, I can just imagine I can complete 27 test cases in register account functionality and 23 test cases in login functionality and some 15 test cases in logout functionality. Around 50 I can test, I can say. Okay. Around 50 test cases can I test for this application? Register account functionality test cases, login functional test cases, and logout. Can I complete? Is it possible for me? What do you say, guys, at a high level? I'm estimating the calculation. I'm estimating the complexity of the application and generally saying I can complete 50 test cases. Yes, right? But there are how many test cases in total? Total 500 test cases are this for this application. In that 50 test case I completed. Means how many days it will take for me to test this entire 500 test cases? How many days it will take me? 10 days. Got the estimates? These are the rough estimates. Okay. Ramu, you got the rough estimates now for this application? Did you get the rough estimates? Ramu, is that clear now? 10 days. Okay. Entire 10 days it will take. But the client may not give you 10 days. Before you Before you test the entire application, what will happen? Another version of the software came. On the third day of testing the application, you got another version of the software. What you will do? Will you stop the test cycle, yes or no? And create a new test cycle. We'll start a new test cycle and stop the old test cycle, because already we got the latest version of the software. Why we have to test the older version of the software? When there's the latest version of the software that is sent to the software testers from the developers for testing purpose, why do you test the older version of the software? So tell me, in the kind of situation where this application will take 10 days for a software tester to test it completely, but on the third day of testing of the a particular version of the software, I got new version, latest version of the software. Do you have to stop the test cycle where I'm testing the older version of the software and start a new test cycle testing the latest version of the software? Tell me. Or I have to continue the older test cycle? Or I have to continue the older test cycle? New test cycle or older test cycle? Tell me. New test cycle I have to start. Don't worry about automation. Don't worry about automation. Manual only you think and tell me. If you are manually testing older version of the software, and on the third day itself when you are testing, but it takes 10 days, but in third day itself you got another version of the software. Then you will start a new test cycle or not? Yes, we'll start a new test cycle. We'll abort the older test cycle and start a new test cycle. Now tell me what will be the answer? Can we give a proper answer? No, right? This is how we need to give the answers. Okay? If this kind of questions come in the interview, you have to answer like this. From my experience, on the third day or fourth day, my application will take 10 days of time. But on third day or fourth day, we'll use to get the new version of software. Then we used to start a new test cycle. That's what you have to say. But if you ask me, like how much time it will take to test my entire application on a single environment by a single software tester, if you ask me, for my past application that I was testing, this e-commerce application or the functionality that is assigned to me, I would have taken 10 working days. Okay, 10 working days to test. Like that, you have to give the rough estimates, saying that every day, based on the complexity of the application, mm, I used to test 50 test cases on one of the project. In another project, based on the complexity, there were situations where I was able to test only 25 test cases because the complexity of that other project application is kind of high. Diplomatically, we have to give the answers, guys. Okay, should not. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to give a specific number in the interviews and all. Okay, you have to answer like this. Now, clear? All the questions are clear for you. Ramu, is that clear for you? Ramu, all the things are clear for you now. Cycles and all, estimates and all, how much time it will take and all, right? This is how you have to answer. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions from today's session? Tomorrow we'll start Agile SDLC model, followed by Jira, test management tool and all. Any other questions you guys have? Any other questions you guys have? Let me know. Yeah, expert talks are like some additional sessions that happened, like some other people from outside, right? You know, who are good at something have given some talks. Okay. You can go through that videos for additional knowledge. Okay, Vinod? You can go through that for additional knowledge, because not everything we can get from the trainings, right? I invited from my colleagues and friends of my previous companies and all, or some, the good people from the LinkedIn and all, whatever it may be. Okay. Those experts came here and gave some talks. Not only I have taught to you, but also there were some sessions taken earlier in the previous batches. Those were there in that expert talks folder. You can go through that. Not covered. They are not covered, Ramu. So I cannot cover everything, Ramu. Okay. But we'll try our level best. Okay. In the coming days, we'll try our level best. Okay. Regarding this, you see, a lot of testing types are there. There are 170 plus 170 plus testing types are there. Okay. Okay. There are 170 plus types of testing types which cannot be covered. You can gain the knowledge, but I cannot cover everything for you. Okay. So few things you have to explore by yourself. Okay. Is it okay, Ramu? Sorry, who has answered? Okay, Ramu only, right? Okay. I cannot cover them. Okay. You have to explore by yourself with the knowledge I have given to you, because Different projects will come, different testing types you have to go. So what I can share at this point of time for that question here is, just go to the qfox.com website, and here there is an article here. Okay. There's something like 170 plus software testing types. Go here, and every testing type is explained here. Okay. I can guide you like this, where you can, okay, you can go and explore this 170. I can give this assignment. Okay. Instead of explaining, okay, instead of explaining the Ramu's question, what I will do here is I'll give an assignment. Okay. Assignment. Go through this, go through and understand this 170 plus software testing types. Okay. I'll give the link here. Okay. You do this as an assignment. Okay. I'll not cover everything, right? Something you have to also make your hands dirty. Okay. This is the article I am giving you. You just follow that article and understand. Yeah, that's what you have to explore, Ramu, by yourself. Okay. I cannot cover everything, right? So here, go through this thing and try to use ChatGPT and explore. Okay. I cannot cover everything. Lot of types of testings are there. If I have to cover every type of testing, it's not possible for me. Okay. Maybe tomorrow, naturally, things may come. I may cover. Okay. But I will not confirm that I'm going to cover each type of testing here. You have to explore few things by yourself. Okay. Game testing. How can I explain? I cannot explain game testing, right? Like that. Okay. Few things you have to explore by yourself, Ram. Okay. I cannot explain. I'll try my level best, and, giving the prioritizing the testing types, like API testing is there in this. It's very important. I'm covering that. Okay. But I cannot cover game testing for you. Okay. I cannot cover other types of testing for you. So few things you have to do it by yourself. But maybe in the upcoming days, right, I'll try to include a good number of testing types. But I don't want to, state that I'll cover everything for you. Okay. It's like an ocean. Okay. It's like an ocean, guys. Okay. We have to keep learning. We have to keep learning. Yeah, it's okay. Best practices you can provide, Rohit. That's okay. Okay. Yeah, you have to not only give the techniques, but also you have to say, these are the ideas I'll create, test cases ideas I'll create, test ideas, everything you have to answer, Rohit. Okay. You have to give the answers like, I'll use the test design techniques like BVA technique, all the technique names you can provide. Okay. Not only that, I'll generate the ideas by myself. That's what you have to answer. You have to try your level best. Okay. You have to try your level best, and I have to say that uh, you have to also give the knowledge that you have on, because domain knowledge plays a key role. If you don't have the good domain knowledge on the payment gateways, can you answer it properly? You cannot give. Okay. So you have to explain that what the different payment gateways will be, like UPS will be there. Okay. If you go to international, different things will be there, like that. Okay. Since they asked about Flipkart, it is an Indian version. UPI you can explain, and net banking, credit cards. Okay. Different type of credit cards. How many test cases will come? Lot of test cases will come, like that you have to answer. Okay. So you have to say that to prioritize and all, I have used no problem, no problem. You see, it's not like that. No, interviewer will not think like that. Okay. The interviewer will try to see like what exactly you know. If you are talking about BVA technique, that may be an add-on point. That's not a big deal. Okay. Explain whatever you know. That's okay. You see, what I observed from my previous interviews, that I will also attend the interviews, right, for corporate trainings and all. What I observed while I attend the interviews is, not every time I get selected because of me giving the right answers. I may not be, even I'm a human being. I may also not give a right answer because I'll be getting different type of questions. Okay, that I have not experienced. You guys are also asking me a lot of questions in the chat box, right? I may or may not know the answers for them. What I will be doing, I'll be giving the best of whatever the knowledge I have. The question is coming means, that is an advantage. I have to take that as an opportunity to prove myself that to the other person that I'm knowledgeable guy. I know a lot of things about software testing. I have to prove myself. Okay. Their interviewer is giving me a chance to prove myself that I know a lot of stuff in software testing. Okay. That's what is the thing I will do. Okay. Because not always I'll be right about all the stuff. I may give a wrong answer. That also may happen. But what I know, what I have worked in my previous companies and all is very important. If you can convince the interviewer that you have worked in a project, good number of projects already, and you have exposure to all this stuff during the interview, that is all good enough. Not everyone need to know about all the answers, right? That's okay. But you have to try your level best in giving the answer. The answer is right or wrong, doesn't matter, but you try to convince the interviewer that you are good with software testing. That's what is the agenda you should have in your mind. Okay. With that agenda, you try to work out and try to give a proper answer. If not possible, try to expose your knowledge. Yes, definitely. Communication is something where don't worry about English and all. Don't focus on whether I'm using good grammar and all those stuff doesn't matter. Okay. So their communication means the interviewer. Let's say you are attending the interview and the interviewer need to understand whatever the answer you are giving. That's what is communication in my words. Okay. So communication means whatever the knowledge you have, you are able to express to the interviewer in a proper answer way. That is what is communication in my words. How you are presenting is communication. Simple. Okay. Don't worry about the English and all. You see, if you are born in US or something, right, your English will be very posh. Okay, that's okay. You would have used very good jargons and all. Okay, jargon itself is jargon, right? So like that. So you can use that, but ultimately interviewers will not prefer that. What if I was also an interviewer, right, earlier. Okay, I've taken the lot of interviews for different, testers who are joining my company. At the time I used to work in the companies, right? What I used to see them is like, the basic thing that I used to see them is what type of knowledge they have. Are they real people or not? First of all, I will check whether they are genuine people or not. Okay, because my company will not like the fake people. Okay, genuine people or not. Okay, so once I identify that they are genuine, like how do I identify them as genuine? Okay, I identify them as genuine by asking them the questions about like how did you solve this problem, all those stuff. Okay, what type of projects you have worked on. I'll ask some questions about the projects. Then I'll start my questions like basic testing knowledge they have or not. I'll test. Once they are good with answering them, I'll go to the complex situations and all complex things and all. I'll question them. During this process, the one who is attending the interview need to convince me that they are good with testing. That's enough. Okay, that's enough, guys. Okay, I may consider. Anyhow, it's a race. Anyhow, it's a race, guys. Okay, if 10 people are coming, who is the best? I'll take, definitely. But our job is to convince the interviewer that I know most of the things. Okay? Things may go right, things may go wrong during the interview. Don't worry, don't focus on that item. Don't worry about communication also. Only worry about whatever you want to express to the interviewer is expressed or not, is important. After that, don't worry about the result. If they have selected you, they'll select. If they don't have to select you, you have to keep learning something and increase your skills, improve your skills and all those stuff, and then attend the next interview and try to convince and showcase your skills. Tomorrow, you may do better than other people and you will get selected in the company. This is what is the interview process. Simple words. Okay. This is how light you can attend the interviews, guys. Okay. Don't worry about whether I have done it right, whether I have done it wrong. Doesn't matter. Try to express yourself as much as possible and try to keep learning as many things as possible. That's what is expected from you when you are attending the interviews. That's it. Clear now? Everyone clear? Right. Okay, any other questions? Anyone? Anyone have any other questions here? Okay. So this assignment, just go through this assignment, guys. Just go through these assignments. Okay. Try to go through each and every testing type and understand. Do each and every testing type you take and put in the chat GPT and understand few things. Don't simply read these definitions and confirm that you know everything. Okay. Go to chat GPT and ask it. Explain it in explain this particular type of testing in detail. Okay. In a easy manner. You'll get all the answers. There's nothing to worry about. Okay. It's very simple. Okay. This is how the things are very simple nowadays. Okay, guys. That's all for today. We'll meet tomorrow. Okay. At the same time, where I'm going to take Agile. Agile HCLC model. I'm going to start tomorrow. Okay. Take care, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye. Yeah, welcome everyone. Bye.